Aloha, friends and neighbors. Raleigh Frost here, Kona astrologer, about to do show 1147 for you. We're going to cover the last week in November, and the big news for the week is Neptune stations. Neptune slows down, stops, and reverses direction. So this is the time to learn more about Neptune. Neptune does a lot of silly things, and some of it can be very scary, and a lot of it is very deceptive. Things aren't what they seem. People trip out, they dream, they drink a lot, they get stoned. So when Neptune stations, it's best just to kind of treat everybody like they're a little drunk. That's a good way to approach it all. So there he is. I always draw him, a little bit like a cup of wine. Amethyst is the jewel, the purple color of amethyst and the purple color of wine. It said you get one of those half cups of amethyst stones, with the crystals all inside. Drink wine from that, like a cup, and you won't have a hangover. Now, as you're watching the show, the sun just went into Sagittarius, which is a square to Pisces, mutable fire to mutable water. And you see the sun is going from 1 to 10 degrees Sag. So in 10 days, it'll be at 10 degrees within 3 degrees of the square. So the sun is squaring Neptune as Neptune slows down and stops, which means it's going to be doubly irritating and stop you from what you're doing lots of times. Don't drive into that pool of water on the road. You don't know how deep it is. Okay, we're going to go around the chart here, and the moon goes around once a month, and as it does, it makes angles, squares and trines. Squares, being caught, can't move, obstacles, trines, letting go, things just happen. It's the language of astrology, squares and trines, 90 degrees and 120 degrees. So that's what we're doing. When you see the little red figures here, those are squares and oppositions. When you see the blue ones, those are sextiles and trines, when things go easily. And if you're on the Thursday night show on the 22nd of November, things aren't going easy. Now, there's a full moon there in the middle of Thursday. And there's Jupiter too. Jupiter's having trouble. So there's an opposition to Jupiter and the sun. And that could be thunder and overdoing things and things becoming too large. It goes through Thursday night, and here Friday morning, here's a square to Mars, and you may be up early trying to fix some things. I don't know what, but Mars likes to fix things. He's a hero. And you could get kind of stuck in it. He's in Pisces. Maybe you got to go out there and dig a little ditch so the water doesn't flow under your door. Whatever it is, it's uncomfortable. And this is a stormy time. Thursday, the 22nd. Friday, the 23rd. And here is Neptune. Well, there's Mercury anyway. There's an opposition to Mercury, which says we're having trouble getting around, communicating, transportating. How come? Well, here's the square to Neptune. It's around dinner time on Friday, the 23rd. And you're not liking Neptune at all. Now remember, he stops on the 25th, so he's raging. I should have drawn Neptune really large, here. Because, you even just try to pour yourself a beer, you'll spill it. Watch the little stuff, all the little liquids. Those things start going awry, then you know that Neptune in Pisces, in the middle of Pisces, is hitting your chart bad. Anybody in the middle of mutable signs, Pisces, Virgos, Sagittarius, and Geminis, you've got planets in the middle of those signs, this Neptune is going to confuse you, and you're going to lose things. And so there's the zone. It's Thursday and Friday, the 22nd, 23rd. And it's going to get wet. And there's going to be confusion and delusion. In the Mayan There's a character, Tezcatlipoca, Neptune, used to fight Quetzalcoatl, Uranus, and he did it with drugs and alcohol. And once he got mirrors out, and he made Quetzalcoatl say, "Oh, you're so beautiful." Anything to take him down. But he's tricky, and they call him Smoke and Mirrors. Smoke and Mirrors is a name for Tezcatlipoca. And the people of Central and South America, they had him down. They knew who Neptune was. It's not Shock. Shock is Jupiter, the rain god, the thunder god. No, it's Tezcatlipoca. Ugh, bad smells. When you smell something, it's fleeting. It goes in your nose. A couple of minutes later, your brain cancels it out and you can't smell it, but it's still there. So when you first smell things, you check it out. Okay? Is that propane smell? I don't know. But you'll be experiencing it on Friday and probably well into Saturday until you get to dinner time while the moon's still going through Gemini here. This is Gemini from here to there. So, trouble getting around, communicating. It settles down Saturday night. You know, here's a trine to Venus. Well, some relaxation. There's a sextile to Uranus. The phone still works. The cable still works. There's some brotherhood. So this could be quite nice. After a turbulent, I say, which is a liquid-like term, Thursday, Friday, and most of Saturday, Saturday night could turn out to be a time when people are smiling at each other and there's some brotherhood around. That's the moon in Cancer. It goes through early Saturday or Sunday morning, the 25th, when the moon makes a nice trine to Mars and everybody's out fixing things, getting stuff done. Now do it early, because the moon trining Mars happens, you know, almost before breakfast. And then here's the moon opposing Saturn. There's slowdowns. Other things come up and delay you about breakfast time. And then here on the 25th, here's a nice trine to Neptune. What is that? Well, here's your chance to see the good side of Neptune. Try reading. You know, religion has been distorted a lot, especially in the Western world. There's not much left of the real religion, just like it's turned into, you know, the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus, and our holidays have that Neptune quality of a Walt Disney cartoon. So do our religions. So people think Neptune, Jesus was Neptune. No, he was not Tezcatlipoca that gave you too much booze. He was Quetzalcoatl, he was Uranus. So you're going to see through some of this stuff. They call Neptune the priest, artist, doctor, musician, because these are all Neptune characters like movie stars. What do? They act, they lie. Yes. And most of these, half of these Neptune characters got their hand in your pants, either for money or sex. So if you haven't noticed, all the priests and psychiatrists that are having trouble, you know, that's, they keep it very secret, yeah? Neptune, smoke and mirrors. They got a PhD, that gives me the right to what? What? Ha 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 ha. So you're going to see the truth of a lot of that Sunday night. And if you're going to do music, do real music. You know, go back to the Woodstock music of the 60s, or back to Bach and Beethoven, and some real stuff, not this modern phony stuff with a bad smell. Go out in nature, you can't beat that. Birds and the colors of their feathers. And the sunset, Sunday night, the 25th. And you know, if you're going to talk to God, or Jesus, or Mary, they're real. They're spirit. Talk out loud. You got to talk out loud, pray out loud to Spirit. Sunday afternoon and evening, the 25th, as Neptune stops. Okay, I gotta get moving here. I want to get into zodiacs and back to lesson number 2. So, on Monday, there's an opposition to Pluto. The mosquitoes are out, the bugs are out, moon's still in Cancer, no power and control trips. Late Monday night, Here's a square to Venus and Uranus. So there's not much rest. You may have some trouble sleeping Monday night, the 26th. Tuesday, some good guys show up. The moon shifts into Leo. When the moon goes into Leo, we got trines to the sun and Jupiter, to Mercury. Wisdom is flowing. Feels pretty good. Actually, Monday night the moon went by the North Node. There was some nurturing. But Tuesday's definitely different. Moon in Leo. Do you know your rising sign? You don't know your rising sign, we're going to talk about it. You better get used to learning it. So it feels pretty good all the way through Wednesday. Wednesday night, here is the sextile to Venus and the trine to Uranus, and there's a lot of brotherhood around Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Be with somebody that you love. Thursday, on the 29th, we start hitting some rocky areas here when the moon squares Jupiter and Mars and the sun and Mercury. We could have some more blustery weather, chances of flooding, some thunder, people running around trying to fix things, having trouble. Thursday settles in a little bit early Friday morning with the trine to Saturn. We got more organized, but still, look at that, there's that Neptune. He's in square. Moon's opposing Neptune at 13 degrees of Virgo to 13 degrees of Pisces. So that's not much good. Let's see, 13. Oh, that's right here. So here's the marker. It's really Thursday night. It's Friday morning about 2 a.m. That's when this Neptune really goes off. And again, you can see some flooding and bad smells and all the symptoms of Neptune. You get control about noontime on Friday, the 30th, with a nice trine to Pluto. Good for you. Feels better the rest of Friday and Friday night. Saturday morning, moon's in Libra. There's a square to Mercury and Jupiter. We're talking and communicating and doing very well. In the afternoon, here's a moon squaring Saturn. And around dinner time, things slow down on Saturday. Take it easy. There is a nice sextile to the sun, however, and you can make a plan and start getting some things done. On Sunday, December 12th, the moon squaring Pluto is a little panicky in the afternoon. Hard to control things. Maybe more mosquitoes from all that rain, huh? Monday morning, moon's going by Uranus, opposing Venus. We all feel a little bit weird on December 3rd. And we'd like to get some rest, but there's too much noise out there, and you won't sleep well Sunday night, so be a little bit on guard, and especially from this guy. Yeah? What was it? Polki is how Tezcatlipoca brought down Quetzalcoatl. Neptune sabotages Uranus. These are privileged people under color lots of times. They wear the colors of doctors and priests, and they're supposed to have a bigger responsibility because they're under color. That's what they call it in legal terms. But I just see him as sneaky. I've decided Neptune is not a good guy. He's really a malefic. A lot of people argue with me about that. Oh, that's music. That's crystal healing. That's... Sorry. Tezcatlipoca is an evil dude.